Hi, I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about what makes the British Council different, what makes our courses special, and why we think you should choose the British Council for your child's English language education. We are a global organisation, a cultural organisation primarily, and one where English language teaching fits neatly with our global objective of building mutual trust between countries, in this case the UK and Vietnam. So when you choose English language education for your child, you are of course hoping that they will use that language when they grow up to be part of an international community, whether that's through international study or in the workplace. For us, we are part of a global network, and we, from primary, will provide your child with the opportunity to take part in international conversations. And this is the key thing that really makes us different from other language schools in Vietnam. It means that your child doesn't theoretically know that their English language will be useful in the future. They will be able to communicate throughout the year in different competitions and contexts to take part in international dialogue and communication. That builds their confidence, and they know they are able to use the language for international communication. Okay, so why should you believe in us? Well, we were established in 1934 as a cultural relations operation, and the first thing that we did in 1934 in Egypt was to teach English. We also did teacher training, and we published English language teaching materials. So we have over 80 years of experience in the field of English language teaching and communication. We have 2,500 specialist teachers globally in a network of English language teaching centres in many countries. Over 40 countries teach primary plus, secondary plus, and high school products, and we have something like 70 teaching centres around the world doing that. So we have vast experience and a huge amount of expertise. We work also with something like 400,000 learners across the planet, all ages from 3 years old to as old as you can imagine. And what that means is that we are able to gather expertise and the relationships that we have across the planet and make them work for children in Vietnam. So we also are at the cutting edge of English language teaching innovation. We, as I said, publish. We have comprehensive suites of websites that are available for learners and for teachers. The Teaching English website is one of the most popular teaching websites on the planet. I think it was listed in the top 10 globally. And we also have something called the Eltons. The Eltons are English language teaching innovation awards, which are like the Oscars. So annually, the British Council gets together the best examples of practice in teaching methodology, learner materials, and all kinds of other areas, and we judge those materials and projects and courses globally. So you know that the British Council is at the cutting edge of English language teaching. You know we have the experience, and you know we have the network to enable the best experience for your child. So our courses are, as I mentioned earlier, globally standardized, developed by a team of experts from around the world. They are about 80% globally standardized, and about 20% adapted to local Vietnamese needs. So things like Vietnamese first language interference problems, pronunciation, and so on and so forth. So we believe we have the highest standards, the best, most professional materials available in the English language teaching community. But moreover, all the services that wrap around the teaching experience are also of high international standards. We pay particular attention to things like data protection, information management, health and safety, safeguarding and child protection. All of these features of our services are designed to reach the highest international standards. That means that when you come to the British Council, you can be assured and feel confident that your child is safe in a positive learning environment, where we have in the classroom things like anti-bullying lessons and citizenship skills lessons, and we progress the child in their social understanding of the world, as well as in the other parts of whole child development and English language teaching that I mentioned before. So we have core values at the British Council. One of our core values is valuing people, and we make sure that we value all children, no matter what their needs. If your child has any special or particular educational needs or requirements, please communicate that to us, and we will do our best to support your child with the particular needs that you have. You have the opportunity at any time to make an appointment with your child's teacher through our customer management staff, and we take equality of opportunity and diversity and inclusivity very seriously indeed. We really believe that every child can add something to our experience of Vietnam. Another of the British Council's core values is mutuality, and we see ourselves as here to learn from Vietnamese people. So we set up competitions and projects which allow those children to talk about their experiences and their culture. This autumn we'll be having a competition for primary students in storytelling, where they can take a story from Vietnamese culture, retell it in English, so they get the opportunity to talk about their own culture and experience in English. And then when we've chosen the national finalists, those children will go forward to an international phase with other countries like Sri Lanka, India, Korea and Hong Kong, and there will be a live event where you will see your children competing with other children from other countries. So this is what I referenced at the beginning, a genuine opportunity for your children to interact with children from other countries using technology as we develop their digital skills as well as the other skills that I've talked about. So by having children of the same age in the same class, rather than mixing up the ages, in primary this allows us to build the children's confidence. They feel comfortable working with children of the same age. The teachers are specially trained to differentiate the English levels in the class, so there may be a choice of exercises for the children which suits their ability. Every child focuses on their own development, so we try not to compare children in the class and say one is better than the other. What we want to do is to focus on that child, what they were good at and what they need to develop, and then to develop those skills. We, on our Primary Plus courses, make sure that we communicate frequently with the parents or guardians. We have teaching assistants in every class who can call the parents and report on the level of involvement and well-being of the child. And the teacher, of course, the other part of the teaching team, the teacher will report on the academic progress of the child. At the end of every lesson, the teacher will ask the children, how do you feel? Do you feel that you could do better in this particular area? We provide parents with can-do statements about what the child can do at this particular level on this course. Primary Plus 3, Primary Plus 4, they have different can-do statements, and these are communicated to the parents along with weekly updates of what the children have been studying in the class that week, and we encourage parent involvement in that child's learning. But the key thing is that the child develops at their own pace, not at a pace dictated by other children. So that means that our children are comfortable and confident in their ability to learn. They know what the goals are, they know how the teacher supports and helps them to achieve those goals, and they have fun doing it. The Primary Plus courses are based on magazines, not course books. Some parents are concerned that perhaps the magazines don't look like very much, they're quite thin, but of course when you stack them up by the end of the academic year, they amount to the same as a book, but they come to the children in small, colourful, bite-sized pieces of learning, which are very often project-based or outcome-based, so that the children know by the end of the magazine you will have produced something, you will have achieved something. And producing a project or a piece of work at the end of that magazine with linguistic goals determined through the magazine means that the child feels a sense of progress. They know that they're improving and that they're getting better. So I think that's enough of an introduction from me. I'm sure you have lots of questions. If you look at the slide, which should be showing now, you'll see a summary of all the things that make us different. We have a modular learning English program which builds coherently from early years into primary, lower secondary, upper secondary, and finally into adult learning. We build real world skills, and while other language schools also focus on 21st century skills, or soft skills as they're often called, even in the primary age group, we provide your children with the opportunity to connect internationally with others. We focus on creativity, a sense of well-being and a sense of progress, and that builds the children's confidence. And in most of our internal surveys and focus groups, when we talk to our children, as we often do, about what they want and what they feel makes their experience here different, they often tell us themselves that learning English with us makes them feel more confident, and it makes them feel more confident at school particularly. And when they compare themselves with children who don't come to the British Council, they feel themselves much more confident in their English language abilities. Now, I'm happy to take questions.